Previously on Road to Jordan. So here we are, it is the morning of day 4 of Ultra X Jordan. After that super challenging day yesterday, long out in that heat, Liga did struggle towards the end, but she's super tough. She kept on top of it. And you join us in our spectacular new camp here. The day started well and all the runners were in good spirits because we had all reached the last day and the Wadi Rum was looking spectacular yet again. As the sun rose from behind the large rock formations, it allowed me to capture some awesome footage, and both myself and Liga were ticking along nicely. Okay, quick update. We have just ticked over 13 miles. We've gone through the 3rd checkpoint again, so we've been ticking those first 3 checkpoints off really well every day. The temperature had peaked as we made our way up a climb and into an incredible canyon, which was not only beautiful to look at, but it also gave us a great opportunity to spend a few minutes out of the intense desert sun, which had really started to take its toll on me at the end of day 4. That has to be the slowest, toughest race day I've ever had. But we have the finish line 100 meters ahead of us. How you feeling about last day and how have the previous 4 days gone for you, mate?
I'm feeling like I might need some pain relief as an emergency. No, it's been good, it's been amazing. I think today is just trying to remind myself to just get my head up and take it all in. At this time next week we'll all be back at work and wishing we're back here, so yeah, I think that's a big part of it.
Oh, so good, yeah, it's been amazing. Everyone's formed like really close bonds, so yeah, I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Soon you'll be back in your realities. Take in as much of this environment, as much of this feeling as you can. This is the final hurrah, but make sure you look after yourselves. You've still got to do 34 kilometers in extreme conditions. Don't go too hard. Make sure you get back here. Make sure you get that medal behind your neck.
Ultra X Jordan. Let's get this done. Oh.
Last day, last experience of this fantastic desert. I love it.
The last day started off with quite a lot of soft sand as we headed out of camp, and we both hoped that this wasn't signs for things to come, but we pushed on and tried to make the most of those cooler morning temperatures while trying to sort of take in and soak up the amazing atmosphere and the stunning views, as we knew this incredible desert adventure would soon be over.
Oh good man, super excited. This time we're gonna get that medal. Let's see, it's still a tough day, but all in good spirits, man.
So stage 5, the last stage, is roughly around 20 miles, but we're thinking of it as 4 checkpoints. So if we can get through those first 3 checkpoints like we've been doing all week, it should tick over pretty quick. Liga had quite a few blister issues with her feet, which we got sorted out last night. So how are they feeling?
Yeah, they feel better now.
Yeah.
But they've been proper proper sore.
Blisters on blisters, wasn't it?
Yeah, so many. I'll count them later.
Yeah. I think she's got more tape on her feet than she's got skin at the moment. But she's still out here smashing it, so well done.
It's working.
Yeah, they do a great job, don't they? The foot doctors are amazing. Big shout out to them, that's for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, big shout out to all the crew, all the therapists, all the foot doctors, all the local people. Just the support has been unbelievable. And we are going to get this day done and get back to that finish.
Yes.
That is for sure. So you've reached the final day, mate. How are you feeling?
Exhilarated we made it this far. I mean, it's been tough. I think the desert's broken me a couple of times, but it's amazing what the people at camp can do, and they get you back on your feet and you get going again. And so glad to reach the final day. It's been something else, hasn't it, really? You know, I think I'm probably a different person than I was on Monday, you know, but that's what the experience is for, isn't it, really? That's why I love running. It's amazing how far you can push yourself when you kind of just go for it, can't you, really? It's amazing what you can accomplish with a bit of willpower.
That is the welcome sound of the checkpoint drums. First checkpoint ticked off. 3 to go, Liga. 3 to go. Let's go and get sorted out. Thanks, man. Cheers, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We topped up both of our soft flasks, trying to rehydrate after the hot temperatures of day 4. Liga popped on her sunglasses and it was time to head off back out into the Wadi Rum. Thank you very much, guys. One down, one down. It was nice to pick up some firmer trails after quite a lot of soft sand, and it allowed us to tick off a few miles a bit quicker, and every step forward was a step closer to the finish line of Ultra X Jordan. As far as the whole experience, what do you think?
I don't know yet. I think it's just next week it'll dawn on you that you've done it.
When you're back in reality.
Yeah. And it's actually the people around you at home that say, wow, you've done it, whereas right now you're thinking, why am I doing it? So yeah, maybe when you speak to family and friends again, I'm looking forward to speaking to my son.
Thank you. Wowzers. That has been a big climb out of the checkpoint on a lot of soft sand. That was hard work. We're about 11.5 miles down, so we are getting ever closer to that third checkpoint. And if I'm honest, it can't come soon enough. On the profile for this day, as far as elevation, it looked pretty flat, but this is not flat at all. I think that's probably the biggest climb we've done in the 5 days, or it felt like it. It might just be because my legs are tired, but that was tough. The good thing about going up a hill is you get to run down the other side, and even though things were starting to feel pretty difficult, we tried to keep that running pace going for as long as we could.
The last kilometres, we must enjoy.
Yeah, that's it. Well done. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Cheers, guys. It's a welcome sight. It's a welcome sight.
Woo! Shades on
Cheers, guys. Oh, the wet hat's good. The wet hat's good. So checkpoint 3 is crushed. We just got in the shade for a bit, had a sit down, took our time.
Had a chat with the lovely crew.
Yeah, had a chat with the lovely crew. Have been amazing for every single second of these 5 days. But we are on the homeward stretch now.
Yep.
One more checkpoint and then the finish to our 220 kilometre journey through the Wadi Rum in Jordan. Pretty incredible, really, when you say it like that. 220 kilometres in the desert, Liga.
That is long.
That's what I just said right there. That's a long way.
Yeah.
Right, let's get these miles ticked off. By this point of the race, things had started to get really hard for me, and I felt chronically dehydrated, but I was struggling to keep down any fluids, my breathing was still pretty shallow, and I'd started to get a lot of abdominal pain, and I knew that my body was unraveling in the heat of the desert, and I really needed to get to that next checkpoint as quickly as I could. Oh, I wouldn't call it streaming, but...
On the way.
Yeah. Okay, filming has been a little bit sporadic because this has turned into a bit of a sufferfest. So we have just gone through the final checkpoint. We've got about 3 miles to go to the finish. My body is rapidly unraveling, I think, in these hot desert conditions. I'm having a few stomach issues now as well. Legs feel great, but you know, still that shallow breathing and my stomach. Liga moving as strong as ever. Okay. She's doing so well. She's so tough, man, so tough. But yeah, 3 miles to go. Just got to get over this finish line. You know, this place is spectacular, it really is, but I really need that finish line. Well, without doubt, that has been the hardest last 3.5 miles of a race in my life. The desert has taken its toll. I'm super dehydrated, can't keep anything down. Liga has been as strong as an ox. And we got the finish line ahead of us.
I'm so glad to be back. So tough. But we did it, we did it.
220 kilometers around the Wadi Rum in Jordan. I don't know how, but we have. I managed to hang on. Been walking a thin line, but you can hear the cheers. Oh, my love.
We've had a really good week. Yeah, we've had a fantastic crew, a great group of runners. Everything seems to have gone really smoothly. It's always challenging putting on an event in this location. You know, we've got no signal for a lot of the course. We have to use sat phones. But all of the runners have been really kind of grateful, and they've had a really good experience. So we're just glad we can facilitate that for them. We've got 38 people here with us. We've got 10 medics, 10 therapists, and then 18 general crew, all working together on the checkpoints to get runners through every 7 kilometers. 100% success rate on our long stage, we've never had before. So yeah, the week's gone really well, better than we could have expected.
As the sun set on our desert base camp for the final time, it was transformed into a place of celebration with an incredible barbecue put on by the local people. I just wish I was feeling a bit better so I could have enjoyed all of the festivities a bit more, but recovery after that final push to the finish line was taking its time. After the food had been eaten, it was award time, and the podium places in the men's and the women's field received their Ultra X Jordan trophies.
I really hope to see you again at one of our UK events or one of our events around the world. You've been awesome to get to know. Thank you.
As the sun came up after our camp celebrations, it was time to leave our desert home of the last 5 days for the final time, and it was all back onto the 4x4s that actually dropped us off at the beginning of this epic journey for one final trip across the spectacular Wadi Rum. And this gave us a time to reflect on what we had all just experienced, but our Jordan adventure had one more surprise up its sleeve before we got back to our hotel. The historic archaeological city of Petra in southern Jordan had always been a place we'd wanted to visit, and even though I was still feeling the impact of that final day's racing, there was no way I was missing out on having a look around the Rose City, which is one of the new 7 wonders of the world and steeped in history going all the way back to 7,000 years BC. Once inside, it really didn't disappoint as we were welcomed by the incredible hand-carved treasury building at the entrance of the city. As we walked round trying to take in all the stunning views, it was hard to wonder what the walls of this incredible sandstone city had witnessed over those years, but we were so happy we got to see this magical place, and it really was the perfect ending to a fantastic trip.
Okay, Rory, having just completed Ultra X Jordan, what is it that keeps drawing you back to this harsh environment?
I was first here in 1999, actually, a long time ago, like a lifetime ago, and this is my 24th multi-stage desert race. I don't know, it's just something about the harshness of the environment, being cut back to basics. Everybody's the same, it doesn't matter how much wealth you have, and in this particular race I've spent a lot of time reflecting. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, I'm 62, and I think about my family, I think about work, I think about my loved ones, and it's just some space to try and line up some of the dominoes that life throws up. And what you find out is that money's not important, friendship is important, and also you value your relationships. And I would imagine that everybody that's been with us this week has been deconstructed in some way and has been reconstructed, and will go back and for as long as possible live their life with those new ideals.
Okay, so we have made it back to the hotel where this incredible Ultra X Jordan experience all started 6 days ago, and what can I say, you probably saw there filming over the finish line, I wasn't feeling the best I've ever felt, and I did kind of rapidly go downhill, but with lots of shade, lots of hydration, some water, some good sleep, I am feeling a bit better now. But there was definitely something going on, Liga, wasn't there? I think I had a head cold or fighting a chest infection, I don't know, but I think that led to a lot of the issues over the 4th and 5th day. But we did it, we're here to tell the story, and to be honest, where do we start telling the story of our amazing experience running for 5 days around the stunning Wadi Rum? When we arrived at camp, you know, it was a pretty breathtaking experience. We really did feel like we'd been plopped into the middle of the desert, and from that day I kept saying to people, you know, it's going to be really hard to kind of explain the experiences we were having, and it really is tough to put them into words, isn't it?
It's indescribable, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
We thought we had a really good idea of what we're going to do, but it was way more than what we could have imagined.
Yeah, it was more stunning, more epic, more emotion, more challenging, more heat, more soft sand. You know, it really, you know, as far as our expectations, they were blown out of the water. Just the grandeur and the vastness of the environment we were running in. You know, I know I've said it throughout the video, but it really is one of those places that you need to experience and see for yourself to get the full Wadi Rum experience. But got to say a massive thank you to all the crew, the medics, the therapists, the local support. You know, without them, this would have been a much more challenging event than it already was. You know, the support from the crew, just mind-blowing. They're out in that heat all day, super supportive, super encouraging. It really was like our highlight of the run, wasn't it? Getting to those checkpoints to see the guys, and I know it was definitely your high point.
Yeah, every day they just kept their energy levels high, and it got us through it.
Every time we went through a checkpoint, Liga came out the other side buzzing, you know, buzzing with energy, and that was all from the crew. So a massive thank you to the crew, the therapists who worked so hard, rubbing our legs down after the run. Again, without them it would have been a much more painful start to each stage. It really did help, and it really was an honour and a privilege to run in such a special place. An experience that we will not be forgetting for a long time, that's for sure. And I'm getting emotional to speak to you now. Anyway, so also obviously got to thank Saw for supporting this series, supplying us with some incredible kit. I mean, it really, that hot weather kit really did excel in those tough desert environments. I mean, you were super impressed.
I love the running cap, how it dries quick, but the flap stays cold if you wet it.
Oh, dunk in the hats. That was super good.
And I ran in the same running top for all 5 days, and it dried quick and it didn't smell, and it was just great.
Yeah, well, I mean, we tested it to the max, we really did, in hot weather, and like I said, them Sahara caps were literally a lifesaver, you know, really well protected, and like Liga says, you dunk them in the water and that flap stayed nice and cool on your neck for a long time, which really did help regulate that body temperature. Yeah. I think it was an event that, or maybe a terrain that I did kind of underestimate. You know, I try not to underestimate things, but it's hard to know until you've been there and you've run in an environment like the desert. But I know why people say it's harsh now. You know, it is a harsh, tough place to sustain when it comes to hydration, heat stroke, nutrition. And then you've got to throw in the fact that we're living in the desert for 5 days. The camp life was amazing, but you're still sleeping in the desert. You're not getting a lot of sleep. You're not eating the normal food. You know, it's tough. And that makes that whole event even harder, I think. It's the combination of the camp life, the lack of sleep, the change of lifestyle, running 220 kilometers in the desert on a lot of soft sand. I would say 50-50.
I would definitely say that.
We knew that going out to this incredible place would be a spectacle, but like I said, until you've experienced it for yourself, you just have no idea. It really was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and so grateful that we got to do it. Thanks to everyone who supported us in the race. Thanks to everyone who supported the channel, everyone who's encouraged us along the way. Really hope you've enjoyed all the videos. I know we've had a great time out here in Jordan. Maybe we'll visit again one day, maybe not, but we're so grateful for getting the opportunity.
And I would highly recommend experiencing that or something like that to anyone.
Yeah, definitely. The multi-day stage race, this is the biggest one we've ever done in that harsh environment. There is something very magical about it. It's not just a race. It's so much more than that. You know, the communities, the friendships, the bonds you build along the way. You're all out there suffering in that tough place, that hot desert together, and you're all supporting each other, and incredible.
Incredible.
But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.